college nearby, and the professor there, he gave a lecture, and then he told the professor, you know, buy this set of books, this set of Bhagavatams. And he told him that, you know, I've brought these books with me on a boat from India for very special friends. Meaning, in other words, that if you want to be my special friend, you know, take these books. So Prabhupada had all the techniques, you know, he had all the tricks. One time, I think it was Brahmananda or Gargamuni gave Prabhupada a big donation, several $1,000s, and then just some moments after, they wanted to have a set of Bhagavatams, first canto, 3 volumes, and Prabhupada said $15. And then the devotee said, well, Prabhupada, I just gave you a huge donation, so many $1,000. And Prabhupada said, that's donation. This is book distribution. You pay. So Prabhupada was very practical. Sometimes people want to argue. Sometimes, you know, they're like, oh, you know, why don't you give these for free? And they make all these comments. It's because you will not appreciate. Unless you pay for it, you will not be able to appreciate for it. Because if you give a donation in return to spiritual knowledge, you get 100 times the benefit. That's why. We're allowing you to appreciate and to get that benefit. So don't take it cheaply. Don't walk around on the street with that sad, you know, look on your face, which says, you know, oh, just give me 50 pence and I'll be happy. Because if that's your look, then that's what you're going to get. But if you're actually optimistic and you're exuding enthusiasm and inspiration, then people will feel, yeah, I can give that kid, you know, 20 or 50 pounds, no problem. Because, you know, it's a good thing, it's a good cause. They're spending money like water for so many silly things. So, the proper mood has to be, we have to connect ourselves to the proper mood. For that we have to study Srila Prabhupada's life and his teachings, because that's the proper mood. How to benefit these living entities, how to develop that compassion. Titikshava, Karunika, Suridar Sarvadehinam, Jata Shatavashanta, Sadava Sadabhushana. If you want to develop those ornaments, those qualities which are described in the Vaishnava literature, that happens by engaging in Harinam Sankirtan. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has said, Param Drishtva, now Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtana. So this Sankirtan, this preaching movement is already a success. The question remains, are we going to be part of that success? That's the only question. Already is successful. But whether we're going to join in or not, that is our choice. Because that freedom is there. Even though we might physically do it, our mind might drag us off, and we might be 1,000,000 miles away, somewhere in outer space, you know, somewhere between Mars and Pluto. So even though our body is on the street and we're holding the books and we may even say the right thing, but because our mind is somewhere else, our consciousness is somewhere else, the people have a very hard time grasping what we're talking about and really connecting with what's going on. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Has this ever happened to you? You're doing the right thing, but you just can't connect? You just don't get through? So what's the access code? You know, you have to type in the access code. You know? Focus. Hear the holy name. Chant with sincerity. And then any person will just freeze in their tracks. And you just put out your finger and say hello. And they just go. Yes? What? You ever happened to you? Just like everybody just stops and freezes and goes, yes, what is it? And you just raised your finger, you know, that's all you did. You didn't even open your mouth. And at other times, you're screaming and yelling and shouting and running after people, and everybody's like, who's this crazy guy? So it doesn't depend on how loud you are. We have to develop gravity. Dhruva Maharaj was a small boy. He was in the forest. He was standing on one foot. With his big toe, he was pressing down the entire universe. Everybody felt suffocated. The demigods, everybody was in anxiety. Everything kind of like came to a standstill. So if you want to learn the art of Sankirtan Yoga and develop that gravity, if you want to learn the art of actually making an impact, actually seeing change right in front of your face, if you want to become part of that change, You have to go and book this illusion. Yes, you lost the championship. Yes, you pollute the ocean with all the oil. Yes, all these bad things are happening in the world. It makes us upset. It makes us angry. Yes, there is 16 or how many million abortions every year in India, and so many more around the world. And if you feel that that's just not right, that's just not proper, that cannot happen, that should motivate you to go out and distribute books. Because when a person reads Bhagavad Gita, just understands 3rd chapter, Karma Yoga, understands, hey, it's up to me, I got to change my life, I got to clean up my act, then you can actually make a difference. If we can just, Prabhupada said, if my whole endeavor just culminates in making one person a devotee of Krishna, Krishna conscious, then it's successful. So, it's not about how many hundreds or thousands or tens of thousands of books you distribute. It's about that sincerity of purpose. So as Vishnupada Prabhu was mentioning, always remind yourself why you're doing what you're doing. So as your homework till tomorrow the marathon starts, and your mind is already asking you why? Why? Why again? Why me? Why always the little guys? And the people on the street are also going to ask you, you could have a job, you could make money, you could enjoy life, you could be at university, you could do a million things. You could be sitting in your monastery, happy in your spiritual practice. Why the hell are you out here on this walking street talking to people who absolutely don't want to take your religious book? So your homework till tomorrow is to write down the 108 reasons why you're doing what you're doing. Now if you come to a seminar, you should have a paper and a pen, unless you have very good memory. Now you can remember that, right? 108 reasons why I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm going to be here Black Friday for the Bhagavatam class, and I'm going to hear at least your top 5 reasons why you're doing what you're doing. And they better be your reasons. They better be convincing. Like what gets you out of bed in the morning? Is it just so you sign the roster before Mangal Arati so that they, won't kick you out? Or, social pressure? Why am I doing what am I doing? Why am I going out on books? Because once your mind is going to ask you that, you better have real reasons. Otherwise, you're in for trouble. Because if your faith is weak, people will sense that. And they will just brush you off, They will just, yeah, you're okay. You're a nice guy. It's okay, Because they'll see you're just faking it. Fake it till you make it. Everybody is just pretending to be somebody else. And they're just trying to get by, selling something just to make ends meet. But that's not what we're doing out here. We're distributing Prabhupada's books out of real concern for the living entities. And in order to do that, you have to actually like the people. Boils down to this. You have to actually like the people. You can't go out with the attitude like you go to the park feeding the pigeons. Hey, stupid pigeons here, come on, take this, eat some. They'll eat because they're pigeons. But the people will not take the books in this mood, They will object. They will say, yes, I'm interested, but I will not buy the book from you. Because I don't like the way how you talk to me. I'll buy it from him. He looks like a nice boy. You ever had that happen to you? So, we have to be able to introspect. Vishnupada Prabhu was making this very interesting point, that there's 2 main things which we will face when we're out on the street. And one is reality check. Like I said, before you go to the summer vacation, get your car checked, so you don't end up in trouble somewhere in Italy or, on the road. So if you want reality check in your life, it's not costing you anything. You just pick up a few books and go out on the street. And you get reality check. Krishna puts a mirror right in your face. Says, my dear sir, my dear lady, this is you. And you look at the, you say, no. I'm not the old guy. I'm the young guy, Why all these white hairs? Why all these wrinkles, No, I'm not so like this or like that. No, that's us.